ideas on how everyone's doing it. Maybe it can help inspire you guys to either start trying to save money or trying to do something different. And hopefully it's beneficial. So what I did is I didn't want to have nothing to talk about, so I printed off some money saving tips. But I don't want to get into those until, let's actually talk amongst ourselves, just to kind of see what things that we're doing, and then if we need more ideas, we can go to the actual stuff I found online. But one person who can't join us was Safety Steve, and he popped his head in right before this started, and he was kind of telling me about, some of the things that he's doing, and I really liked his idea. What he does, we were talking about how, when it comes to saving money, just don't spend it. Easier said than done. But it's good to kind of identify some of our problem areas, some ways that we're consistently spending money, and is there a way for us to tweak it? And he does what I do. I spend too much money driving through for breakfast and lunch. And it's always been a problem, but I mean, especially right now, if you were to go to Panera and just get like a sandwich, you don't even need to get the drink with it. It's like $15, almost $20 just for that alone. Yeah, I know. I can't remember what example he used, but he said that what he was paying is like between $15 and $20, and it's basically what I'm doing as well. And he said what he did a couple weeks ago is he got a big glass jar, and every day that he can pack his lunch and skip that drive-through, what he'll do is he'll go home at the end of the day and put $20 into that jar because it was going to get spent anyway. And he said that as time went on, each day that he put $20 in there, the more money you see adding up has really motivated him to make that good financial choice to, hey, listen, I'm gonna skip driving through. Now it takes a little bit of planning ahead of time. He has to obviously come to work with something, so he spends a little bit more time trying to plan, making that sandwich or just putting a lunch together. There's an additional step that I'm not accustomed to making, that it would take a little bit of practice and mindfulness to make it happen. But I really like that idea, and that's kind of how my brain works, and I'm sure it's probably similar for you guys. Once you actually...
I have your Christmas account, you have that savings account that can stick $20 in out of every pay.
Having that Christmas account, exactly.
But it's my account, so if I'm gonna go on a vacation, it's a vacation account.
Yeah, absolutely. You just went on that vacation, and I'm sure that helped towards that savings. And that's a perfect example. And I think that there's something to be said about like actually seeing those dollar bills building up in there. Like as you get more money in there, it becomes a little easier to be like, hey, I want to put even more money in there. It's going to be easier to make that decision. So I really liked that plan that he's doing, and I wanted to share that with you guys. Is there Heather, I see your hand going up.
Are we still talking about that plan? Because I have other suggestions.
No, I was going to open it up. Yeah.
There's two things that I think if you plan, you save money. And the first one is, I think if you plan your meals, or you have an idea of what you're going to be eating, you're less apt to go out because it's easy, or you're less apt to, you know what you're doing, so you're not making the meal on the fly. Then the second thing is listing everything that you need to buy at the grocery store and stick to that list.
Yes.
If you go without a list, I know I do, I tend to, I need this, I need that, or I want this, or I want that. So sticking to a list, I think, is important.
That's a wonderful suggestion. marketers are licking their chops at the idea of somebody coming into the grocery store without a game plan. They're hoping that you're gonna get in there and make that split second, oftentimes less than healthy choice. Whereas if you go in there with Heather's suggestion, having that plan, having that list of stuff that we're going to stick to, you're probably more than likely going to get what you need and only what you need. So that's a great suggestion, Heather.
Well, here's one that I have, and it's called Only One Left-Hand Turn. And it goes along with planning. And it has been proven, I saw a study about this. So before you leave your house, and you know you're gonna go to 3 stores in the bank, let's say.
Yes.
To save money, but then I turned left because Tim Hortons was over there. You're waiting in line until all the traffic goes by, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, you leave your house and you go to Aldi's, and then you go to the Tim Hortons up the road there. You turn left to go to Walmart or the mall or wherever you want to go, and then the rest of it is right-hand turns again. You're going to go to Wegmans and you're going to go to the gas station. Not only are you saving gas and your own time, it means you planned it. And you're probably not going to divert from it if you said, I get one left turn. How important is it for me to go use my left-hand turn right this minute? Now I got to go home. I'm done.
I love that. So the whole game plan is let's try to stick to one left turn and trust the process, stick with the plan. And
Yeah, stick with the plan, yes. How can I get all of it done on the right-hand side and one left-hand turn, all of it's right-hand side again?
I
And I
love
don't mean getting in and out of your driveway, you
No,
know.
no, I get it.
This is once you get on the road that you're going to do your buying, like Fairmont or something like that.
I love
I
that
also
plan.
only dry things halfway and then put them on a dry. It's, I gotta tell you, I always knew it saves money, but I get people at my house who don't turn the dryer off until the clothes are done. And never in my life did I get a $95 electric bill until last month. This month, because I almost unplugged the dryer, I said, no, you dry especially sweatshirts, like just get the wrinkles out and put them on a dry rack. And it went down to $42. That big of a savings in 1 month by taking especially sweatshirts out of the dryer, put them on a dry rack. And I happen to have 4 beds, so I put the dry rack over the 4 bed, overnight, they're dry.
That's interesting. I never
Something
thought.
I found that is really surprising, going along those lines of stopping your dryer sooner. Has everybody heard of those wool dryer balls?
I've heard of them and I don't know anything about them.
Believe it or not, I finally broke down and bought some because they're rather pricey. But you put all 6 of them in your dryer and you just leave them there and you take your clothes in and out, just leave the dryer balls there. It has cut my dry time down by a third.
Wow.
And the thing is you don't need fabric softener, you don't need softener sheets. Matter of fact, they tell you don't use fabric softener or softener sheets. Things come out less wrinkled, they come out of the dryer quicker, and the return on investment was within, a very short span of time, because jeans, I used to have to cycle 3 times to get jeans dry.
Sure.
I do my 1 cycle with these dryer balls. I am thrilled that it may not seem like it's a good cost savings because you spent money up front. I love these things.
Who makes them, do you know?
Yeah.
I bought them off of Amazon because they had cute, mine look like bumblebees. But you can get them in all sorts of colors, you can get them plain. I can't visualize the maker's name.
Hold on, I'm on it.
But yeah, go to Amazon and look up wool dryer balls, because
Can you guys see my screen?
yeah,
Okay.
it is.
Are you saying wool, like W-O-L?
Yep, WOOL dryer balls.
Like these
The
things?
Will Poem ones, the next one's over, the ones I bought, that I bought, the ones that
Oh,
look like bumblebees.
cool.
And if you scroll down, I think you can, this vendor, you can buy them that look like bumblebees instead of just plain white.
And Betty is in the Bumblebee game. I like that. And Betty, this actually isn't that bad. 11, 12 bucks.
Well, I thought it was costly, but my gosh, it has cut my dry time down. And it's, my stuff doesn't come out near as wrinkled as what it used to be, even when I used to use dryer sheets. I get excited over this one because it was a simple one-time do. They stay in my dryer, and no more walking around with the dryer sheet hanging out the bottom of the dryer.
Right.
No, yeah, I mean, no more having that dryer sheet, no more having to buy that dryer sheet, less dry time, you're not doing those 3 cycles. So this kind of goes back, this piggybacks off of what Barb is saying about how, you know, some of those costs that you don't really think of adding up over time with running our dryer for as long as we do.
Yeah.
These are great ideas.
Yeah, if you Google, not Google, but if you look at Amazon, you'll find all sorts of different colors and
Okay.
and I thought, ooh, the color's gonna run onto my clothing. No, I've done pure white loads with my black and yellow dryer balls, and no running, no bleeding, no nothing.
Is there a
I
scent?
could, no,
No.
they're perfect for people who have allergies to, aromas, to scent.
Okay.
They are wonderful.
Yeah, it looks like right here for balls for sensitive
And
skin.
they say if you want scent, you can use some essential oils on them, but I wouldn't do that because I get worried about the oils coming off onto my clothes.
Yeah. But no, I love this. I would have never thought to have done this. So thank you for sharing. John, were you gonna say something?
Speaking of laundry, I just, in the summertime or early spring or even on a day like today, I would hang my clothes outside. Just save the electric and the gas altogether. I mean, I know there's probably a little more work involved, but I'm incredibly cheap.
Yeah.
So,
I know that.
so if I can save the gas and the electric to start the gas dryer, I'm gonna do that. And it's, you know, probably looks a little tacky to my neighbors, but I don't care.
It doesn't matter, right,
Exactly. No, I love that idea. And I just mindlessly turn that dryer on for the full amount of time, every single time. The amount of energy that I'm probably wasting is, have to send off to NASA to calculate. So, great ideas. Anybody?
Coupon,
Ooh, let's talk coupons, Suzette.
look at that, 10% off, if you click that button. And
Oh,
it's,
yeah. And
Yes.
it works too.
yes. So you have to look for those, you can't bypass those because even in Amazon, those coupons work. So you click the button and when you go to your, to check out,
Oh.
it'll apply the 10% coupon, and there's a lot of coupons on stuff that you buy on Amazon.
Suzette, I have never even thought to click that. So what is it, like if you have an Amazon Prime account, you get a
Just the
discount?
Amazon.
For some stuff.
Wow.
But the Capital One, it'll search everything. If you download the Capital One, I don't know what it's called, but it's Capital One, and it'll say there are 10 coupons that apply to this, and it'll search to see, it just searches for them for you. It takes a couple extra minutes, and then it applies the best one. If there is one, and if not, it says there isn't. But it's that Capital One thing that's advertised on, TV, and if you have Capital One, which happens to be my credit card, which we don't wanna talk about, that way of saving.
Well, anyway, that's a lot with a credit card.
Yeah, but it does, it says, would you like us to check for coupons, you say yes and it's stamped.
It doesn't.
Yeah, I've saved, like, the champion hoodies I got from Boston, which were dirt cheap to begin with, it found, I don't know, a $4.99 coupon or something, which then is paying for your taxes in the state of New York.
Sure.
Ooh, this is really cool.
Okay, all right. Well, I didn't even think of Capital One. Does anybody, let's stick on the topic of coupons. Does anybody in like the couponing game?
Coupons are important, but it's really hard to find them anymore on paper.
Is that what it
So you
is?
have to
Okay.
really, like, you have to more so attach them to your store, so if you shop at, I don't know, I don't shop at Wegmans, so, but like CVS, so I belong to the CVS club, I pay $50 a year, plus, but I get $10 a month in free, whatever, so it's, we're need to pay $50, plus I get free shipping, plus I get 20% off every CVS item, and in the CVS, when I'm looking at the ad, cause I do my shopping, I look at the ad before I go to the store to see what I need. Then I go to the e-card extra savings and all the coupons are there. So then you click them and they put the coupons on your card now. And that's how they're doing it like at the grocery store and stuff. Like I said, I don't shop at Wegmans, so I'm not sure how they do it. I just know Top said that.
It's part of the apps.
Yep, and even Save-A-Lot now sometimes has little coupons. In
Interesting.
their paper, and Save-A-Lot and Tops on Washington are pretty close, so I think what Heather was saying about making a list and sticking to your list of everything that you need, but also, things that are on sale that you could stock up on with the coupons. I mean, canned goods are gonna last a while,
Right.
you know, boxes of pasta are gonna last a while, and sometimes there's really good deals. And you might get, at least I know at CVS, I'm a big CVS shopper. I know at CVS, like, if I know, you know, I need conditioner, a lot of it. So I'll buy the 3 conditioners, get the $5 off, plus I earn $5 extra bucks for my next order. You know, like, it just keeps rolling on if you can.
It's like a snowball then.
Appropriately.
I love that. I need to start using more of these technological ways. It's interesting you brought this up because Betty and I were just talking. What was that? Yesterday, Betty, or the day before? She brought
Yeah,
up.
I think,
You go on.
I think it was yesterday that we were talking,
Yeah.
about using things like that.
Yeah, so we originally started talking about how she likes to save time, effort, and energy by loading up like the Walmart app and doing her shopping on there, and then all she has to do is roll up to the store and somebody brings her goods out to her rather than like fighting her way through the crowd, which that in itself is a huge game changer for me. I would love to not, go into Walmart. But I'm wondering, Betty, do you have the ability to like use coupons straight from that app then?
Straight from the app, sure. And then what was nice, John, is I had my pickup time between 5 and 6. And when they sent me the email saying my order was ready, you get this little confirmation button, you push the button, and it tells them that you're on the way. I arrived in their parking lot at 10 minutes after 5, and by 5:13 I was driving back out.
Oh wow.
Wow.
So that way you're not just saving money, but like it's time. And I don't know about you guys, but time is worth something to me as well. And
Time you're not looking at other things.
time you're not looking at other things. Exactly. You go in and then you play into the marketer's hands, and there's a higher likelihood of me buying something that I didn't need if I'm actually wandering around aimlessly. That, and like at the end of the day, the last thing I want to be doing is walking down the aisles. I want to go home. I'm done. So that's great to know that you can apply the coupons to those in-app purchases and then just have someone bring it out to your car. The technology is amazing.
I'm fairly sure with Walmart you can.
I'm not sure, I actually use shopping as a therapy for me.
Yes.
Even though it's grocery shopping, because it's just nobody bothers.
Sure, yeah.
So I do go in the store,
Everybody has their thing, yeah, absolutely. What works for one might not work for the other. But at least I think this discussion opens our eyes, hopefully, that there are options depending on where we stand, and hopefully we can save some money along the way while we do it. So, good. Anybody else want to share anything about couponing before we
dabble into any
Well, it's
other?
not exactly a coupon, but if you order things, from the Walmart thing to be delivered, let's say DoorDash or whatever, I did not discover this till I don't know how many times I order. You can change the tip amount. You need to
Oh, okay.
find out on your computer how to do that. The automatic tip amount is $7, and sometimes it was a lot of stuff that I was ordering, and that made sense. And it wasn't for me; it was for out of town.
Yeah.
But you can bring it down to as low as 4. You could probably type in 1, but for crying out loud, to bring it to your house. So, you know, you pay the waitress $4 for walking 3 feet from the
Right.
oak machine to your table. So, you know,
Yeah.
they're working for this money. But there is a way, and once you master it on your computer or the particular Walmart site, because they're all just a little different. Yeah, you can type in your own and make it less than 7. So, FYI, because it was making me nuts. Don't tell me how much I have to tip them, right? You know what I mean? So you don't have to, so.
Hey, that's the idea of this thing. If there's a way to save money, let's share it. So I thank you.
I think too, along Suzette's point, getting cards and being members of the store, like Topps bonus card. I mean,
Yes.
For gas, but becoming, like having all those tags on your keychain, whatever store you go into, you pull it out and swipe it and you get discounts or whatever that way. Or even like Tim Hortons has that scan thing, you can earn points and eventually your coffee is free or whatever.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it. And now that you're saying that, Heather, Don always talks about how he goes through McDonald's and he uses his McDonald's app, and every now and then he'll get like a free sandwich. Do you do that, John? No, I don't either, and I probably should. But no, that's a great suggestion, Heather. Try to entertain the idea of looking into memberships at the places that you frequent, at the places that you shop, and hopefully you can save some money. Yeah, because I stop off at 7-Eleven on the way home, and for a couple of years I didn't sign up for that, and then they eventually convinced me to do it, and then I thought, why the heck didn't I do this earlier? Because I was getting like free stuff out of the deal. So great suggestion.
So I think, John, too, that people misunderstand credit cards, so you have to use them wisely, but
Yes.
they have a couple different ones, and one, of course, is for travel, so that's different. If, you know, if you travel a lot, it benefits you. If you fly a lot, I should say, it benefits you to have some kind of card for an airline, but if otherwise just a normal credit card where you get points. I use my points on PayPal now, I use my points on,
Oh, I
you
didn't
know,
know
if I
you
buy
did.
something and I pay with PayPal, my points will come off, it'll save me money, or, Amazon, I can use them, or your Amazon credit card, you get points, and then you get stuff on Amazon, you can just use your points against that. The trick is paying the card off.
Right.
I mean, if you're gonna charge all your groceries and everything, so one thing that I used to do is, I knew how much money I had in my bank account, so, you know, like, I got paid, I had $200 in my bank account, and I knew, well, that's how much I had to spend for the week. So even though I used my credit card, every time I went to use my credit card, because I paid through my bank, I just sat up and said, oh, I gotta pay, you know, I spent $50 in groceries, I need to pay $50 on my credit card. So it was like I was still spending the money in my bank, but I was paying off my credit card, and I was getting the points on my credit card, so that when I went to Amazon to shop, I was like, oh, look, I got, you know, it could vary. I mean, I've had up to $130 points
No.
in a month, depending on what I bought on my credit card to buy whatever on Amazon.
That's amazing, Suzette.
I use nothing but my Amazon card, everything, and I get my money back in Amazon points, and the thing is, it's Christmas time, I don't spend a penny.
Yes.
1 or 2 people's gifts, because I've got my Amazon cash, because it doesn't expire.
Yes.
But like you said, the secret is paying it off every month so that you're not paying that 30% interest or whatever.
Sure.
I mean, I don't use credit cards at all. Everything, you know, if I don't have cash, I don't buy it.
Yeah.
But when I did use credit cards, I was like Suzette, every month I was paying it off.
Yeah, right.
And maybe I should because of the points. I don't
Yeah,
know.
absolutely. I never thought about this. I never realized that the points could go towards PayPal. I didn't realize points could go towards Amazon. So I'm like,
Well, mine does, yeah, I'm not sure, I don't know about, my Amazon is hooked, but I think I only, for my Amazon card, I think I only can spend those points at Amazon.
sure,
maybe.
sure.
I don't know if I can spend them anywhere else. Cause I haven't done that, but with like my MasterCard, which is really, really an old one from like Sears and the points, they have 80 points on the Sears MasterCard. And those points attach now to either, when you use the card, you can deduct them from whatever you're buying, or you can use them on Amazon, or you can use them on PayPal, so they're a little more flexible.
Mm-hmm.
I've never used the Amazon points anywhere but Amazon, so I'm not sure about that part.
No, that makes sense. And I mean, I do understand how there's a million different kinds of credit cards for a million different things, but somewhere in there, there's ones that you can spend on Amazon, and that's where I do a lot of my spending. So it's just good to know that. I guess I have this really old school thought of credit cards where, like, if I use them, I can get airline miles. And I don't know about you guys, but I don't fly nowhere, so like it's just not on my radar. And I need to start thinking about more effective ways of being able to use not only the card, but the benefits of using that card. So this is a great topic to discuss. And anybody else?
Those cards, just for the flights, for example, American Airlines, I've gotten tickets, round trip tickets, in California back. I've gotten,
Oh wow.
I just now am booking for Florida in September. I'll get free tickets for 2 hotel rooms in July. I got a hotel room for a couple nights in Missouri for free. So it does. The only problem is you have to make sure you can justify the fee, because those cards charge you like $8 a year. So if you're
Okay.
not flying and you're not getting free checked bags or something like that, you have to really weigh the option of paying
Mhm.
for that credit card, because those typically have a fee.
Good to know. And I think that this is a perfect segue into saying that, unless you know what the heck that you're doing, make sure you know what you're signing up for, because there may be these fees involved. So don't just shoot from the hip. Try to do a little bit of research, try to talk to someone who knows what the heck they're talking about, and you'll be able to use what you got more effectively. Would you say that that's true, Suzette?
And also, we talked about this, John, was people with like their cable bill and stuff like that. Remember, we were saying that, I know people are paying like hundreds of dollars for their cable bill.
Yep.
And even if you don't want to cut your service, just the threat of shutting off the service or saying that you're looking, like you're trying to shop around for a cheaper service, depending on how long you had that, even Spectrum, they'll cut your bill down. They'll say, oh, I'll give you a discount for 12 months, I'll cut $20 off your bill or something like that. But you have to make that effort to call. You
Sure.
have to stay on the line when the phone comes on. With Windstream, they have an actual retention department.
Oh.
They call in every year, I call them and say, I've been with you for 36 years, what are you gonna do? And they never fail, it's never less than $10 a month credit on my bill, and I have a flat fee that will never change, so they don't cancel it and go back. For like my internet service, it's just a flat, like this fee never went, it will never go up. And you have to look at your service too that you're using. So if you're streaming a bunch of service, plus you have all this cable. So I think utilities, as far as cable and phone and stuff, people just don't make the effort. They just pay outrageous fees and amounts for things that they can really cut down on.
And that's actually something I'm guilty of, and I need to, I need to take a more active approach myself, be that squeaky wheel, because I am right now that person that's paying that outrageous price. And
Ours just went up too.
yeah, right. And if you work back in our area like John does, he's had to listen to me for the past month talk about how my TV broke. So I've actually been paying a huge bill for something that I'm not even able to use right now. So I need to take some of this advice that Suzette is graciously providing, so I can, not have to go bankrupt for paying for stuff that I'm not using. So this is wonderful. Thank you. Service fees, be that squeaky wheel.
One of the things, kind of changing the subject, but one of the things I was hoping people would be on here would be some younger folks that don't really have life experience in saving money. And I was just gonna say, living below your means has been such a huge.
Yes.
Let's face it, there's people we all know that when the latest cell phone comes out, they have to run out and buy it. And, they can't afford their food, but they can afford the, $1,700 phone. And, phone's a phone.
Right.
And who cares?
Right.
But, just that basic living below your means and, again, we're all similar in age, I think, where we all had to grow up not having a lot.
Mhm.
At least I did, I'm sure most of us did. So we just learned to not go and buy ridiculous stuff.
Yep. No.
I think, so with that, John, I think the other thing is, I don't know how your parents were, but like we did, we learned this thing with the kids was, they were like, oh, I want those, I want a Game Boy up now, I'm going with
Yep.
that, but, so my kids are.
That was
really,
me.
Like, years, so is there, I want the Game Boy, okay, we'll write it on a piece of paper, put it up in the fridge for a month.
Right.
If at the end of the month, you have either saved the money for it, or you've changed your mind and decided, you know what, I really don't want that.
Exactly what we did.
I love that.
That's a great thing to do with kids. I mean, okay, I always tell my kids, wait before you respond, wait a day or two when you calm down, if things make you mad, wait a little bit, see if you still want it in a week or a month like you did, so that's a great.
And it gives them, real life advice. Right now, if we went out and just bought everything that we wanted to buy, I think we'd be in a lot of trouble. So it gets them thinking that, hey, I gotta be more mindful. I gotta save up for it. I gotta work for it. I can't just have something presented to me right then and there, because that's just not the way the world works, especially right now. So yes. And to piggyback off of what John was saying about those phones, they do such a great job at making it seem like last year's model is archaic compared to what you're going to be getting with this 2003 Apple iPhone. And in reality, there's not much of a change anymore from model to model at all. Just the price. Yeah, exactly. You could save a huge amount of money just by getting last year's model, let alone going the route that you do. You don't mind going a few years back.
I'm on
And-
an iPhone 11 right
Yeah.
now, and I bought it new to me.
Yeah, and you can do every single thing just about that a brand new phone will do, just without what you said, Sherry, that huge price that goes along with it. So try not to buy into the marketing every single time, because they do a very good job at what they do.
I think that Verizon hates when I walk in, because I finally switched over to an actual Android, I always just had a flip phone.
Yeah.
And finally I was like, alright, I'll just go to a regular phone, and they're like, well, here's all these phones, and they're really expensive, so I have sticker shock because I am very cheap. And I said, just give me the phone that you give me free. There's always something, and they said, well, we don't do that anymore. I said, that's too bad, because you used to give me a free phone, when just because I had your service. They said, then what's the cheapest one? Oh, well, and he just kept going around and around. I said, what is the cheapest phone you have here that I can work with? And he's like, it's $160. I'm like, fine, give me that phone. I'll pay for it in full, because I'm not gonna pay for it over 50 months.
Right.
I'll pay for it, $160, it'll last me 10 years, whatever, and I'm done. So, yeah, I could not pay $2,000 for a cell phone. I mean, I couldn't do it physically, I could not do it.
Oh.
I had a girl in training one time, sorry, I'm a storyteller.
No, please, yeah.
Who came in with, not Tim Hortons, what's the other coffee? Starbucks.
Starbucks.
Some fancy phony
Yes.
phone, I don't know what the hell it was, sorry, I don't know what it was. and I saw the price tag on it, $7.24.
For a drink.
And she's a kid, she's a 24-year-old kid. And I said, how often do you get this? And she said, oh, I get at least one a day. Sometimes I'll get two. So my head, being cheap that I am, my head's exploding. So I did the math and I said, you know, you're spending so much money on this stuff. Why don't you do it once a week? Put the rest of the money, again, you know, start saving young because we want to retire someday. Put the rest of the money in a savings account or a money market or Roth IRA, something. And, you know, you'll be able to buy these, you know, when you're 60 for everybody you love. And when I did the math for her and I showed her and calculated, you know, interest rates and all that kind of stuff, she was like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm wasting all that money. So I guess my tip is, you know, I don't drink, I'm the weirdo that doesn't like Tim Hortons coffee, but once in a blue moon, I like to treat myself to a fancy coffee. So that's my once in a blue, that's my treat. I don't do it every day. So just cutting down the drive-through, like I think it was Barbara saying that, you know, that right turn into Tim Hortons. You know, just avoid it altogether except once a week or once a month or whatever. That's a huge thing.
$7 a day, 5 days a week, 52 weeks a year is $1,820.
Wow.
And imagine that invested in a Roth IRA at
Right.
13%.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, wait a minute, then I can buy the latest cell phone.
There it is, Barb. There it is.
Just
But-
kidding.
No, I mean, I love this example. I'm more of a visual person. I need somebody to sit me down and be like, look, you idiot, this is what you are spending a huge amount. Let me write it out in front of you, and then that's when I see it. I thought the Corebridge financial training that just went on, they did a really good job at that, and they used the example of like saving young and how much less time, effort, and money it takes to save to get to that, what, like $100,000 mark or 250 or whatever. Like I need that visual representation, and I just really appreciate that story because sometimes I need someone to sit me down and be like, look.
I know, I mean, as far as saving young, I wish younger folks around here, but one of my kids started saving for retirement when she was right out of college, so 22. And I don't know anymore, but if she's continuing to save what she was saving, and she's probably saving more, she was gonna be a millionaire by like 41.
Wow.
You know, and I don't think she's saving a ton of money. I think it's just
She started early.
starting early and, you know, having good investments.
Yeah.
You know,
Not buying that $8 coffee every day. Not,
oh my God, I'm not kidding you. I would literally marry this girl, and I don't even know her.
It's tough because like we live in a world though where like we like to pretend online, on Facebook, on social media that we live these, you know, grandiose lifestyles, and I think that people get swept up in that.
I think that's what it was. It's like when I was 22, I didn't have $8
Right.
to spend
Yeah.
on coffee.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's as big of a trend anymore, but like, you know, people used to go out to eat fancy restaurants just to take a picture of the food that they were eating. You know what I mean? It's just this big show and tell, and you know, I think that I don't know what fixes that, but I think that kind of plays into the mindset and attitude of, hey, whatever, I can buy this thing, everybody else is doing it. Let me just take a picture and prove it. So the quicker we can kind of break that mindset, I think is good. And like John keeps saying, it would be nice if, you know, we're kind of all in the same headspace. It would be nice if we got some of the younger peeps to come in here and learn a little bit. But hey, we're recording this, and hopefully someday down the road, somebody in that position will sit, watch, hi there, talking to you, and maybe they can learn something.
The other thing too is entertaining at home. You know, rather than going out for, you know, think about when you go out for dinner. You know, you go out and you have a couple of glasses of wine, or in my case, a couple of beers.
Yep.
You eat dinner, you leave a tip. Anymore, it's like I went out with some friends a couple of weeks ago. I think I spent $130.
It's crazy.
On one meal, basically. And we had drinks, and I bought them a drink, and way cheaper than $130. And nobody tipped me, which really irritated me.
Going to Disney, did that, I was gonna buy my son, dinner at one of the Disney resorts, and he wanted.
Oh, Sherry, I can only imagine what you spent at Disney, but yes.
Yeah, almost $150.
Hey, you're on vacation, enjoy it. But no, yeah, absolutely. And another thing, I think that we're still in, COVID lockdown wasn't that long ago, and I think that we're still kind of breaking out of that fog. For a long time, I remember thinking, I can't wait to get out of this house. I don't like leaving my house, but I kept thinking, I can't wait to get out of this house. I don't care what it costs me. I don't care anything. I'm going out and I'm doing some experiences. And I think that we're still kind of in that hangover of whatever, you got me out of the house, I'll spend whatever I can. So if we can get back to more of like trying to be frugal, come on over to my house. We'll have some dinner, drinks. We just won't, have to take out a second mortgage to do it.
Suzanne, when you're talking about vacation, I'm just curious, when you go on vacation, I know you're saving money on the hotel and flight and all that. Do you charge your vacation as well and then pay it off, or do you save ahead of time?
No, I charge it. So, okay, so I'm at the point in my life where if I have to pay, okay, so we're going to Europe this summer. So if I have to pay, I can't remember how much it was, like a couple $1,000s for 2 tickets, to fly over there. I have means to pay that off
Right.
immediately because I have saved, plus right now, I'm retiring in a few years, I need to have money to live on until I turn 62. So I'm stashing, like I will live without whatever I need to, just stash money. So I also have a pot that I save for, so we have long-term savings, short-term and instant. So my short-term saving, I'm trying really hard to stash it, but yeah, I charge everything but I pay it off
Okay.
immediately.
It's worth it.
But there are some pretty good plans. Our kids went to Disney a few years ago with all 3, well, no, there were only 2 kids then. And they planned this whole Disney Christmas thing, like 3 years in advance, and paid it off over 3 years.
Wow.
And they had, like, all their meals, everything was already taken care of, so you can do that too.
That's amazing.
Well, that's what I was wondering, because I always stay for vacation and then take it, again, I don't use charge cards, but I'm always having this fear that while I'm on vacation, if I were charging, in my little pea brain, if I was charging it, when I would go on vacation, that's when the hot water tank and the furnace would blow at the same time,
Yeah.
and then I'd have to take the money that I was gonna pay to pay off my credit card, I'd have to replace the furnace and the hot water tank, and then I'm paying interest on a credit card. So,
Yeah.
I'm just, I always had that worry, so I was just wondering how I guess what I was asking is, how do you get over that fear of those kinds of things happening, or something that have a separate account for vacation?
Yeah, so we have, so the credit union allows you to open up another savings account, which they call a vacation club. So besides your Christmas club and your savings account, you can open, of course, they wouldn't let me open another one, they said you're done, you don't have your, so I have a vacation club, which also, if I have enough, I can pay, our taxes every year too, for like county school taxes and stuff. But, so our biggest fear right now is getting to the age where, Brian's been retired now for 7 years. We haven't touched our retirement money, but that's because I still work. And so we pulled the Social Security, but the biggest fear, more so him than me, is when we start pulling money out of our retirement account, that's gonna start freaking us out.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it's easy to say for some of us, but it's hard to spend that money, because you're like, and it's like, you're not gonna live forever, you realize, right? You're not gonna live forever, so this money needs to be spent. But, so I think you just have to have that separate, if you call it a credit union, it's a vacation club account, and just, even, $4,000 eventually to cover some of that stuff, to have it set aside, you really need it.
Right. Okay, thank you.
That's great advice. Hey, listen guys, we're getting close to the 12:50 time mark. So I just want to bring that up to be mindful. We'll wrap this up at 12:50 like we normally do. But I mean, if anyone wants to stick around and provide any more insights, or if you have any questions, feel free to stick around. This has been I think that this has been a nice lunch and learn. I've learned a lot, and maybe we could do something similar down the road. If anyone has any questions about anything that was discussed today, feel free to, either email the person that was bringing up the point, or you can shoot it over to me. I'll touch base with them and report back to everybody. Don't forget that these lunch and learns that we put on, we try to record most, and we put them on our STARS website. If anyone wants information about where to find that, let me know. And then just as one final money-saving tip, I'm just going to put a plug in for our program. Heather and I, we encourage everyone over the course of the year to rack up as many points as you want. If you're on the insurance, you put some of those points towards cheaper insurance, and the rest go towards prizes. We give those prizes away around the holidays. So this puts you guys in a position to, if you want to buy one less thing for one less person, rack up points through STARS, get that prize, and give it to that person. And then you can save yourself a little bit of money on top of the savings that you may be getting from the premium reduction from kicking so much butt through STARS. So we will...
Or just join the program, and down in the long run, when you're all healthy and you don't have to pay for medicine and medical bills,
Ding, ding,
there you
ding.
have,
Can I give one more plug for one thing that I know we do in our department?
Please, yeah.
Is, and this is just something that maybe other departments want to do. About 2 years ago, I think it was, correct me if I'm wrong, John and Heather, Don Trainer came up with the idea of doing savings bingo.
Yes.
What we do is every Thursday, Don made a chart from $1 to, I believe it's 30, I don't know the numbers, 1 to 35.
Yeah.
And then he has bonus $50 and $100. And every Thursday we draw and we put away that cash. And by the end of the 6 months, we do it in 6-month increments. There's around $500 in there. And we use that for whatever we want.
Yeah.
But it's just cash that we're not spending somewhere else, that we're just using. And we do it kind of in our department, but perhaps, Suzette, you want to do it with your people, because it's a little added savings that it's just there.
It's savings, and it's like a boost. It's fun. Like, we physically pull the number out. We know damn well that one day I'm going to save $1, another day I'm going to save $2, $3, all the way up to X amount of days. But there's something fun about pulling that thing out and just seeing what amount you're going to save that day. Is it going to be a super bonus $100 this time? No one knows. Is it? So yeah. So it's just something that we do, we find enjoyable, and we save a little bit of money along the way.
And the crazy thing about that is kind of like what Safety Steve was doing, is that when he's seen the money, like I started doing it, if it was $2, I put away $2. But then I was like, I think one week I just didn't have $2. I had, some 5s and some 10s. So I threw a 5 in there instead.
Yep.
And then now, if we do it, if it's less than $20, I throw in, if it's less than $10, I throw in $10. If it's less than $20, I throw in a $20. So if it's between 11 and 20, I throw in 20.
Yep.
And then if it's over 20, I do whatever it is. And I figured out that last year, instead of saving $528, I think it was, I was like $900.
Wow.
Just cash in the drawer in my house. So, and it was fun to do.
Yep.
And I really didn't miss $10.
No.
So just something like I said, maybe you can do it and help your coworkers out.
I didn't even think of that. That's such a great idea.
Just about. Anyway.
Plus, it's always fun to try to find a jersey that fits the number we pull. Of course, it's gotta be Buffalo Bills. Why, I don't know, but we have to find a jersey that has the correct number.
Yeah, Dawn sends out an email every week, so if it's like $12, he sends somebody wearing number 12, and we all know it's just fun, and you save some money. It's a good thing. So
Yeah, we'll try to do something like this again down the road. Suzette, thank you very much for the idea. This was really great. I know it's going to help a lot of people. So, thank you everyone for joining, and reach out if you ever have any questions, or if you have ideas like Suzette that you'd like to see us do. We'll do our best to make them happen. So, thanks again.
Thank you.
We'll be seeing you guys.